Shall we watch a little bit of a recap from stuff on the big occasion, just to
Yes.
keep it in people's minds? You got till midnight tonight.
More than 300,000 submissions have been made on the Treaty Principles Bill, setting a new record. The Justice Select Committee has unanimously agreed to extend the deadline for submissions until 1 p.m. next Tuesday. It comes after Parliament's website crashed due to an unprecedented number of users making a submission at the same time.
Also, Tuesday tomorrow. This is a week old. First show back. This is a week old. Tuesday tomorrow. Carry on. Where's my
time? Zane Small has the latest.
Tens of thousands marched in Hikoi mo Te Tiriti to protest the Treaty Principles Bill, which, it's now been revealed, has attracted hundreds of thousands of public submissions.
We've had some initial estimates from the committee staff that approximately 300,000 submissions have been received online.
The clerk of the House of Representatives said this appears to be the highest total ever received. The previous record for submissions was just over 100,000 on the Conversion Practices Prohibition legislation bill in 2021. The deadline for the Treaty Principles Bill expired 2 nights ago, but Parliament's Justice Select Committee today unanimously agreed to a new deadline of 1 p.m. on the 14th of January.
What we're happy to do is to recognise that there was a high volume, that some people who may have wanted to submit didn't get the chance to, so we've reopened submissions so that they have that opportunity.
It comes after Parliament's website crashed due to a, quote, unprecedented number of users making submissions at the same time. It meant that some people were unable to submit, and the new deadline means they now can. To give an idea of just how much demand the website was dealing with, on Tuesday alone, more than 150,000 submissions were lodged online. Green MP Tamitha Paul also sits on the Justice Select Committee.
There's obviously a big stuff up, and we need to fix that so that people can have their say.
I think it's a really good thing. Yeah, this is obviously the most important bill that our country will be facing for a while.
The right thing to do is to extend it, so good news.
The Treaty Principles Bill seeks to redefine how Te Tiriti or Waitangi is interpreted in law. In coalition talks, National agreed to support the ACT Party bill at its first reading in Parliament. But Prime Minister Christopher Luxon has vowed not to support it any further.
The bill is bad. It is divisive. It causes disharmony in our community, and it didn't even need to get to the point that it's at.
If you agree with that view or disagree, you have until Tuesday to have your say.
Yeah. And there was a story actually tonight on the Regulatory Standards Bill, which I think would be also really interesting to go through as well. Probably more relevant. Did you have anything else to say on that one, Magenta?
I actually really like this comment that I was reading here. Submissions for the Treaty Principles Bill are over 300k, which means more people have made submissions on the Treaty's Principle Bill than people who voted for ACT. We did it! We did it! I love that. I don't love that ACT having as much of a say as they're having, though. Get your fingers out the pie, man.
Yeah, I had a thought while I don't know, I guess looking at that 300,000 number is knowing Seymour and how much of a, I hate to say that, he's a really good politician. He's very slimy. He's a very slimy politician, but he knows what he is doing. And there is a good chance that he will go, oh, look, 300,000 people want to have their say on Te Tiriti. Then we must have a referendum because obviously people want their say on this. And I think that's regardless of whether or not they oppose or are in favour. He will say that.
Oh, I mean, to be fair, he doesn't care whether it gets through or not. It's doing what he wanted it to do from the beginning. I think the only thing that actually kind of bums me out is I almost wish we could have gotten a bit more, push for the Regulatory Standards Bill as well, so we can maybe get an extension on that one. Because that's the one that's harder for people to understand. We've got that one, and also, they did the classic thing where they just shoved a bunch of submissions through over the summer holiday period as well, which classic tactical move that they always tend to do.
There was also the Oranga Tamariki one. I didn't quite get my head around it, but what was...
I can show you an image I've got. Someone actually posted it into the Discord, which was
Good on them. I'm just going to throw this up from Paula. Yes, Ems. They are talking that way, but the arguments 300,000 people wanted to have their say on the principles bill. We have to be alert to that when it comes up. 100%. They want to spin this in their favour and what they want.
But yeah, this was the over the holidays. They had obviously principles bill, Oranga Tamariki bill, Social Security Act amendment bill, which was our benefit sanctions, the obviously regulatory standards bill, and there is one that we still have a week on, which is the puberty blockers consultation, which if you haven't heard about that one, I recommend looking into it, obviously. That's probably something that we should talk about a bit over the week. I know that I will at least be keen to talk about that by the end of the week, but yeah, definitely.
Yes,
they're
100%.
overloading us, making sure there's there was also there was something they slipped through over the holidays. What was it?
I wonder what it was.
See, this is the thing with this bloody government. They're just doing things left, right, and center. Like, it was the holidays. I shouldn't have to try to keep up with what they were doing. Like, that just seems ridiculous.
And the really shitty thing is that a lot of people didn't come back till the day after the TTT or the treaty bill was due. So there was no one really to help out with the to answer questions or help out with the submissions that weren't going through. So that's a bit of a shit move. Thanks, guys.
Yeah. I mean, it's so typical of them.
While you are doing that, I'm just going to throw this one up. Hi, Gareth. Thanks for your $3.49. It's a very specific number. Says, I'm late. Oops, sorry. Well, at least you turned up. Thanks, Gareth. And thanks,
appreciate you coming along for the first week back from the holidays.
Yes, we'll slowly get there. Mr. Arvid says for $2, almost more signatures than ACT voters. It, in fact, is more signatures than ACT voters. I think they got 250, 230, 250, 280 in the last election. It's one of those three numbers. Someone correct me, please.
Yeah,
I don't want to spread misinformation. Also, I love this. Gemini says, should we have KFC patches or McDonald's patches?
Yeah, I love that.
Good point.
I actually love the idea of everyone just starting to take the piss. I mean, obviously, I'm not condoning people getting arrested because I'm not allowed to.
God, no.
But, it's funny.
But at what point... I can just imagine like a bunch of cosplayers or like Miku fans that just have like a giant like Miku patch or something on their back that look like game patches,
or like
and getting arrested.
Can I get a Kuromi patch?
Yes,
we got to get Sanrio patches. Let's get this going.
Like it wouldn't take much to just the whole thing is stupid. It is a really hard thing to regulate. Dumb. Just fucking dumb. All right. Last one on this, and it's from today, and I think this is probably more so important to have a chat about. The dangerous, why critics are concerned about the regulatory standards bill. Thanks, Samantha Hayes. Loved your commentary.
Feedback on the regulatory standards bill closes tonight, and critics are urging the public to make a noise and be heard. The proposed government legislation has been slammed as dangerous, with concerns it will entrench ACT Party ideology in the country's constitutional framework. But proponents say there's nothing to worry about. Senior correspondent Lisette Raymer reports.
Forget beach days and barbecue snaps. This summer, TikTok was politic-talking, flooded with talk of bills and submissions.
I knew politics was about being slimy and sneaky, but David Seymour, you've outdone yourself.
What is the regulatory standards bill and why should you care? It's a Trojan horse and we need to be aware.
After the Treaty Principles Bill prompted an unprecedented public response on the streets and informal submissions, the spotlight is now turning to the Regulatory Standards Bill.
This is a big deal.
Which outlines a set of principles which would be used to assess the quality of new laws.
The consultation period has aligned with summer holidays and the Treaty Principles Bill consultation, and New Zealanders really aren't aware of the significance of what is being proposed.
How much the bill will impact your life depends on who you ask. Those in favour say,
probably not a great deal. It's a process thing, a transparency thing.
But those against are warning.
This can effectively put a straitjacket on how governments regulate in the future, and that affects every person's lives in some way.
Professor Jane Kelsey says the ACT Party is prioritising the wrong things in the proposed principles.
It's seeking to impose its ideology on everyone else, and that means private property rights become paramount. It means that social and cultural and economic and treaty become less relevant in the sphere of making law and regulation into the future.
Dr. Bryce Wilkinson helped to form the foundations of an earlier version of the bill and says its main purpose is to increase government accountability, dismissing any talk of it being dangerous.
It's incomprehensible to me. It does not impede parliamentary sovereignty. It does not stop Parliament from passing anything.
The public feedback will inform the final version of the bill, which National has said it will support.
That last line. That very last line, people.
Yes.
What did he say time and time and time again about the Treaty Principles Bill? I will not support it past the first reading. What did they say at the very end of that article? Do I need to play it again? Do I need to do a pat here, do I? Just to
roll the tape.
Inform
Roll
the final
put it back on
version
the
of the
screen.
bill.
Put it back on the screen. Hang on. Can we hear that again?
Yeah, roll the tape.
Which National has said it will support.
There you go.
Of course it fucking
Which
will.
National said they will support.
Yeah, because they know that one's going to get them more of what they want.
Guess what we haven't been talking about for the last 3 months? This bill.
Did
In
we
fact, I've
even
seen
know that they said that they were going? I mean, they probably did. To be fair,
No,
there's
that's the
one-
first I've heard of that.
So I'm just trying to think. I'm also not saying they did it though, because I feel like it's just, again, it's that overwhelming, fucking, like this comment here was talking. It's the shock doctrine. They're just blasting so many different things. I'm like, did they? Didn't they? Because they say a lot of crap. And what I'd say to you is, I've kind of forgotten sometimes. Like,
oh no, I haven't heard that for a while. Oh, it took the wind out of me, that one.
Sorry
Oh,
to trigger you for the first time this year.
Didn't need to hear that.
I'm sorry. You went 13 days this year without hearing that. So
What I would say to you is that I will support this bill. So yeah, you should be concerned. You should be very concerned about this bill.
we might have to march again. I mean,
Honestly, I think it's like every day at this point.
yeah, you know what? I can use the exercise. I'll go for a walk. You know? Take me for a walk. I'll go down the road.